won't find anything special on deck 3 apart from cabins and of course the medical centre. This is a private service, so charges will apply if needed. Opening times here are 8 AM to 10 AM and 4 PM to 6 PM on port days, 9 AM to 11 AM and 4 PM to 6 PM on sea days. However, if you need seasickness tablets, these can be acquired at reception. Again, nothing much on this deck apart from cabins and the health centre. Before we explore the gym, may I quickly add that all floors with cabins have a laundrette that is free to use, where you will find irons, ironing boards and washing machines. If you're using these, then please bring your own washing tablets. So, let's look at the gym. This is fully equipped modern gym that is open between the hours of 8 AM to 8 PM. However, the gym is open before these hours for unmanned times. This facility boasts towels and toilet facilities, but showers aren't provided here. This can be found at the front of the ship on deck 5, starboard. So the next floor with any activity on is deck 6, or as known as the gala deck. This deck is a very busy deck as it houses most of the main dining restaurants. On this deck you will find Pearl, which is the largest of the main dining rooms and is a great place for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We particularly like the breakfast in here, however please remember that all the restaurants on board are pre-bookable or virtual queue on the day. These restaurants are great for formal night. Also on this floor you will find Anderson's Bar, which is a very posh bar that houses the library section. Here you will find comfy seating and beautiful drinks, including gins made with P&O's very own gin, Maribel Gin. This bar is a must on formal night. P&O Iona houses a 4-screen cinema that shows current movies that change frequently. Not only is this good for those sea days, it is also good for groups wanting an evening of entertainment if the theatre isn't your thing. You can also find vending machines selling popcorn just as you enter the cinema. As I stated earlier, P&O has its own gin distillery on board that makes Maribel Gin that you can actually get involved in a gin masterclass, and is the world's first gin distillery at sea. And on the back of Anderson's Bar you will find the Anderson's Library, where you can catch up on quiet time or relax with a cocktail while playing board games or reading a book. This is the very impressive atrium of the ship that houses many bars, restaurants and clubs. On this level you will find a favourite haunt of ours, which is the coffee shop Vista. Here you can enjoy Costa coffees free on your drinks package. In the distance you can see Emerald Bar that serves delicious cocktails and drinks throughout the day and night. And now for one of our favourites and a must watch when on board, and this is the 710 Club, devised by Gary Barlow himself. Here you will find a very interactive jam session with a theme performed by young talented musicians. This is very hard to get a booking in, so make sure you get there early if you haven't got a booking to get your name on the list to enter. This venue isn't large, so spaces fill out quickly. Now for all those art lovers, P&O celebrates fantastic and famous artists such as Banksy. Here you can purchase art and even visit an exhibition at night. And now for my favourite onboard venue, the Limelight Club. This is a pre-bookable venue that is a dinner and a show. The food was absolutely delicious and the show was out of this world. They have stars such as Matt Cardle, Sam Bailey and famous drag shows from the extremely talented Mary Mack. This was probably one of our favourite memories of this ship. This venue is advisable to book before you board on your P&O account. This is the Oasis Spa. Here you can choose from an extensive list of treatments, and the reception here for the spa can be found on deck 6. Now onward to the Headliners Theatre. There are shows here every night, but be mindful that these shows are bookable for timed performances. The theatre was spacey and very technologically advanced. So deck 7 once again is a very busy deck. We will start the tour on this deck at the front of the ship, where you will find the casino. The casino was very bright and spacious, with a lot of activity and a buzz at night times, but be mindful that this gets very busy as it's the exit to the upper level of the Headliners Theatre. Next to the casino you will find Brodie's Sports Pub. This is where you can play pool, have a pint or watch the football. I use this in the day as a place to have some quiet time, as it tends to be quieter in the day. So on deck 7 in the atrium you will find the Glass House restaurant and bar. This does fantastic coffees and tapas style evening meals. Once again pre-bookable and can get very busy at night times. The Glass House isn't just a restaurant. The Glass House also has the cellar door. That is an area to try exclusive wines as a taster experience curated by Ollie Smith. Also on this deck you will find the important part of the ship. The reception is situated here for any problems or complaints. Alongside this you will find the photography centre, where you can buy pictures of your experiences on the ship or even have an iris portrait done. P&O Iona has a great shopping area where duty free and special deals can be found. Quite a large area of the ship and perfect for browsing on a sea day. Within the shopping area you will find the loyalty and cruise sale teams. This is where you can become a loyalty member or even nab a discounted future cruise with additional spends. And next to this is the Shore Excursion Centre. The team here are happy to help and book you a memorable experience. And last but not least, on this floor we have the Coral Restaurant. Apologies for it being so dark. I was an early bird that morning filming and it hadn't got light out yet. But this is the restaurant situated above Pearl and is situated at the aft of the ship. And now onto my favourite deck, deck 8, which houses some fantastic areas. Firstly, we have the Clubhouse, which is your entertainment bar that doesn't need a booking. They serve fantastic drinks here and have bands playing through the night. Again, this bar does get very busy and seating is limited. Back of the ship you have the Sunset Bar, which would be great for evening on a warm cruise itinerary, but we were in Norway so it wasn't used often. However, a great space for pre-bedtime drinks or even a dip in the hot tub to watch the sunset. Now for a special part of the ship. This is the Keys, and it has 3 eateries here called Hook, Line and Vinegar, Fusion and the Boardwalk. Here you can eat amazing fish and chips, Pan-Asian cuisine and American classics. Definitely a favourite with us. Nestled away just off the Keys you have the Olive Grove. Now I love this restaurant. It is a pre-bookable but quieter than most. Beautiful Greek and Italian style food and service is second to none. So these are the 3 food vendors at the Keys that you can pick up a grab and go or sit and eat. The food here is served on trays and is absolutely delicious. Next up on this floor we have a signature restaurant that is known as Sindhu. Here you can have fantastic food and an even more beautiful surroundings. It wasn't that expensive and you have to book, and it is well worth the money. Along this floor you also have Ripples, which is the ice cream parlour. The ice creams here are all chargeable, but they have many flavours to choose. You can also book yourself into their ice cream afternoon tea, which I've heard is very special. On this deck in the atrium you will find Keel and Cow. This restaurant is almost like a gastropub. Food here tends to be very good quality. We only had breakfast here, which was bookable, but it was the best breakfast on the ship. And then around the corner from here you have the promenade deck. This promenade wraps fully around the ship, hosting outside eateries for the Keys and Ripples while still having hot tubs dotted around the deck. Word of warning though, for anyone with a balcony on this level, the promenade walks straight in front of your balcony, offering no privacy. Now we have jumped to deck 17 as I wanted to continue on with the restaurant and bar theme. Here you will find the Crow's Nest. This is a beautiful piano bar and a must for formal nights. The drinks here tend to be a bit better and the setting is lavish and beautiful, making this bar one of our favourites. Again, be mindful that this bar does get busy. And just outside of the Crow's Nest, you will find the Epicurean restaurant, a very posh 6-course tasting menu experience. We only had afternoon tea here, but the dinner menu was very lavish, but not to our taste. However, if you appreciate this type of food, this is the restaurant for you, pre-bookable at a cost. So up to deck 18, which is my favourite deck for a very special reason. Here you will find the Retreat. Now this is an exclusive area managed by the Spa. We paid £89 for 3 days at our choosing. This gives us access between 8 AM and 8 PM to use the facilities, including hot tubs, lounges, use of their gowns and blankets. Yes, it may have been cold, but you have a very, very attentive staff team offering you teas and coffees, cakes, food, and being very attentive indeed. This was a godsend for us on our very busy ship, as it was very quiet and a haven for peace and lovely views. I would highly recommend this to any traveller on Iona. Just outside of the retreat is the Beachcomber Bar. Now this is a heated pool and adults only area. Unfortunately, we never saw the bar open and nobody using it, but a great pool area if in hotter climates. As you can see, P&O have really pushed the hot tubs on these cruise ships and they are everywhere on the ship. These are great though for social gatherings or peaceful sunset moments. On this deck you will find the games area. Now they have shuffleboard and quoits. Really fantastic to see these on cruise ships as you don't see them that often being used anymore. Also here we have the table tennis area. Back onto deck 18 and 19 where you will find one of the infinity pools along with the sports nets. There is ample sunbeds here and a heated infinity pool along with a great area for views if you fancy this on a port day. At this pool area you will find the panorama bar, which I imagine would be a great place for a drink in a sunnier climate. So up the stairs to deck 19, this takes you to the sports area. Here you will find the golf swing nets, archery, basketball and football nets. As you can see, looking down onto deck 18, they have the splash zone for the kids. This is the upper levels of the Sky Dome, which is situated on deck 16 that we'll be looking at in the next deck section. In here you will find an indoor pool, ice cream parlour, bars and eateries. Now, I kept deck 16 till last as it has a very awkward layout. It starts at the front of the ship with cabins but then breaks out into this very large Sky Dome venue that, as explained before, hosts bars, eateries and entertainment. This large venue even hosts evening performances of acrobatics when the pool is covered to become a stage. On performance nights, this can be one of the busiest parts of the ship. The venue is very busy on rainy days and colder days and is central to the ship, and is next to the Horizons Buffet and Beach House restaurants. Now, the Beach House restaurant is just off the Horizons Buffet and was probably the best restaurant on board. An inclusive menu with a few surcharges, but not too expensive, but thoroughly enjoyable, and in my vote, the best restaurant on the ship. And last but not least, we have the Horizons Buffet. This is situated at the back of the ship and is your buffet serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night snacks and afternoon tea. This is a very clean and easy area to grab a quick snack or a hearty meal. I was even surprised to see at 5 AM when I was walking around, the tea and coffee stations were set up for me to be able to have a quiet coffee in peace, enjoying the stunning views. Now finally, I wanted to give you one last look at the atrium on the ship so you can walk with me from top to bottom, enjoying the atmosphere and to get a real sense of what it's like on P&O Iona. So we hope you enjoyed this full walkthrough from My The Travel and hope you enjoy your cruise on P&O Iona.